Hello, Just Too Good here. Today we're taking a look at the LEGO Overwatch Watchpoint Gibraltar set, which has 730 pieces, 4 minifigures, one of which is a big fig, and it retails for $90 in the United States. Now, this is a set too big for my display, so sorry if there's any compromises to the actual review. I'll try my best to cover it, though. We'll start with Winston, who might be the most detailed big fig yet. They have all these new pieces for him, with new arms, a new body, which has so much complex printing to it, even down to his face print, different colors on it, like silver, black, white, this blue. I love the ridges at the body as well, which have all these individual designs. It just looks so freaking detailed and well done. It even seems like there might be new hands. I'm not entirely sure because they look smaller than regular big fig hands. His arms also have some nice ridging details and texture to it. And they work just like big fig arms, where you use the Technic pin to connect it to the base of the figure. There's some nice detailing at the top as well. And his back brick build has some stickers on it. And something that I haven't seen with a big fig before, he has 4 studs on the back of him. That's pretty neat as well. I love how that came out. So yeah, Winston is one of the most detailed big figs yet. If you're wondering, his feet can attach across around 6 studs, and a little bit more if you count his toes that are popping out. And Winston's weapon is his Tesla cannon, which does have some stickers on it. It's kind of interesting how it's built, and he holds it with this pole piece right here. You would think he would hold it from the bottom or whatnot, but this actually kind of makes sense to the game. You have another sticker right there, and on the opposite side, sticker and sticker. They use that Overwatch gun as the base. So here is Mercy, and does anybody notice anything wrong with her? Well, if you said face print, you're right, because look at that face print. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. Like, the light flesh does not translate well onto a black minifigure head. It just looks like gray or really weird white. Man, I just wish they would have printed it on a light flesh head instead of doing the black. I know the black is more accurate as it surrounds her face, but in my opinion, it would have just looked a lot better if they went that route. It even looks bad on the alternate face as well. And it's such a shame because this might be one of the most detailed LEGO minifigures with an amazing new hairpiece that I'm struggling to put on. And that is dual molded. I love the little ring at the top. It looks fantastic. There's just so much nice detailing to that, and it's a hard plastic. And the wings are actually a pretty cool build. Not anything too unique. It reminds me of Eris from the LEGO Chima line. But her torso print, for some reason, just looks so detailed. I mean, look at all those colors on there. And the detailing on the legs looks perfect as well. It's such a shame that the face print is so crappy. I mean, even the back of the torso, once you remove the wings, has some great detailing to it as well. Also, Mercy has her Caduceus staff, which looks fine, I guess, in LEGO form. So here is Farah, or Farah, however you want to pronounce her name. And this minifigure is so detailed despite not using original armor. Like, that armor is from Nexonites. It's not a new piece altogether. However, the helmets is a new piece altogether, and I love the design of that with the silver on the sides, the gold at the front. It's very detailed, it's a nice hard plastic, and it does allow for some expression to be shown with the face print underneath. You have just a neutral face, and then at the back you have an angry face, and you can put the helmet over, and that angry face will still be shown through. And if you remove the armor, she still has some great torso printing underneath and leg printing, and even some printing at the back of her torso. And she has her rocket launcher as an accessory, which is just a stud shooter. Yeah, not really the most detailed thing, but again, LEGO is neutering these guns to make it more kid-friendly, I guess. So here's Reaper. This is the same design as the Dorado set with the same face and torso, meaning he's the only hero that appears in 2 regular retail sets. There is a new cut for the cape, but there is one thing different from the Dorado set. They also include the ghost legs in this set, which, man, that's awesome. I don't know why they didn't include that in Dorado, except for the fact that this set's more expensive, so they're like, hey, have a better figure in here. And again, they give Reaper his twin Hellfire shotguns, which The design of those is not as accurate to the game, but they don't want to make too realistic looking guns. So excuse the horrible portrait mode, it won't appear for the rest of the review, but I just wanted to show the rocket with the launch pad. I mean, this is a tall build altogether, and we're going to have to break it up into segments, starting out with the rocket. The rocket build is pretty massive in itself. I mean, it's 14 inches long, and the good part that makes it easier to review, well, you could split it right down the middle, so it becomes two separate shuttles. First, we'll take a look at this one in the back. So this is the chunkier side, but I like it better. It looks a little bit more unique than the front, which we'll look at next. The design of this reminds me of like an Imperial shuttle for some reason. It's something to do with the shaping. But this top part has some stickers on it. You have one on a 2x4, one on a 2x2, and one on one of the Next Knight shields. And this whole panel opens pretty easily. And you can just lift it open like that. To get a better look, these panels lift open. And now you have enough room to play inside. There's a jar of peanut butter, a banana, and 2 canisters in the corners, but that's it. It's very vacant. Now what I figured out was that this is meant to fit Winston, not standing up like this, but rather laying down. And you can close these 2 panels, and bam, he fits in there pretty well. I spent a whole while trying to fit him in standing up, but it would not close, so this actually makes sense, even though it's kind of weird in his positioning. Moving on from there, we actually have a little cockpit, and you could remove it. Again, that sticker on a 2x4. You could fit a minifigure standing in there. There's a printed 1x2 that isn't new, but still nice to get. And that's really all the room you got there. There's cannons on the side, which don't shoot anything. They're just for design. The side wings have these flaps right here on both sides. And these are on the what I call the riot shield piece, which is this piece underneath, which we've seen before, but I don't like how these are attached. They are very flimsy, and when I play around with it, the ship itself, they always tend to fall off, and that's kind of a pain in the butt because then you gotta reattach those. So I wish those were a little bit more sturdy. And the back has these pretty cool rocket boosters. I like the use of the dark blue for the thrusters. I think that looks kind of cool to me, but that's it for this section of the rocket. Let's take a look at the front end. The front end looks a little bit incomplete once you have them separated, which, yeah, it's missing a whole section, but at least that chunkier section looked like it could be a separate vehicle. Now, I don't know, I think it's missing wings or whatnot, but the front does have this cockpit right here, which you could fit a minifigure in there, but there's no point putting the Overwatch people in there since they don't really go inside the vehicles in the game. But it seems like LEGO's advertising these as the play feature of the set for the kids, but the adults will still get the accuracy to the game itself. There's a sticker right on the side here and on the opposite side. And at the back, we do have just one little engine or a rocket booster. Not too much else going on in here, but you could see how it attaches to the other end using these clips and also these technicals. And there is a feature that if you buy the Tracer vs. Widowmaker set, you could attach the shuttle from that set onto the back of the ship just like this. I don't know, it doesn't really add anything to this set and looks tacky with it on. It only attaches via 4 studs, so it's easy to fall off. But that's it for the build of the rocket. Let's take a look at the rest of the set. How this whole rocket stands onto the launch pad build is all based on these rocket boosters at the end, because those just slide onto these pieces and the whole thing balances based off of that. I'm surprised it actually stands up, but it does it pretty well. Just don't touch it when it's in that stand, because then the whole thing will knock over. But with the rocket back in place, we can take a closer look at the build. Not too much going at this front pad, except this checkpoint, which is the same print from the Tracer vs. Widowmaker set. Also included is a health pack design, which is also in the Tracer vs. Widowmaker set, and a bunch of the other sets. Where the rocket lies, they use the newer pipe pieces to just have a little pipe system displayed. The tower has some nice part usage with the newer roller coaster pieces in red, which is nice to get outside that direct consumer roller coaster set. And there is a stickered Overwatch symbol in the middle right there, some more pipes at the side. Even with this pipe pushing down on the shuttle, which will hold it in place a little bit better perhaps. And moving all the way up, there are some tanks near the top and what looks to be a siren. or a loudspeaker might be a better word, or even a satellite, depending on how you look at it. But all the way at the top, there are enough studs to fit maybe 1 or 2 minifigures, and they use this other roller coaster piece to be a pathway to go into the cockpit of the rocket, which actually works pretty well. You can move it up and down since it is on a hinge. And while 3 sides of the tower use the roller coaster track pieces, unfortunately the back does not. I guess they wanted to save a little bit of money since those track pieces might be expensive to produce, and that keeps the cost down in a way. But that is it for the build of the set. Can't believe we made it through. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. The box for this is the $70 box size, but this is $90. And the back is really just another view for the front of a box. If you want to display it, I guess, more at a collector's store, this would probably be the side you go with. There's 2 instruction booklets. This second one right here, which is a little bit shaped like a comic book, has an ad showing that you could connect these two, which is how I found out. So overall, I like this set, but man, I want to love it. The minifigures are so good, except for that Mercy face print. Man, that just bothers me so much. I don't know why they keep printing light colors on a basic black face, because it just ruins the quality of the front face print. This was supposed to be light flesh, now it turns out to be a weird gray, and it just looks terrible in my opinion. Lego should have just went with a light flesh design and got rid of the whole black wrapping that goes around her head. I get it wouldn't be as accurate, but it would be way more accurate than how this looks. Other than that, Winston is amazing. The rest of Mercy is amazing. Farah is amazing. And even the Reaper in this set, which we got Reaper in a smaller set, Dorado, is better because it has the different legs. The design of the ship is pretty good. It's not amazing. There's some parts that aren't very stable. I mentioned it in the review, but the wings kind of fall off. Some of the boosters, which I didn't mention in the review, fall off. It's not a big deal. But the overall design of it's fine. The front design, when you split it, kind of looks weak, but I really like that back design. I like the launch base perfectly. I don't have any problems with that. Then comes the price. The price for $90 I feel is overpriced. Even with Winston and the roller coaster pieces in the set, it should be $80 at most. Yeah, $10 isn't that big of a difference, but it still kind of bothers me for that $90 price point, because I feel like that's going to turn a lot of people away than, say, if it was $70 or $80. So if all that considered, I'd rate this one a B. I still really like how unique this feels as a whole, with that spaceport and the design of the minifigures, which go above and beyond, except for that one big flaw in my opinion. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.